Welcome back to the final day of Vlogmas. Today, I kind of teased this video a couple of videos ago. We're going to be talking about some of our Christmas traditions.
I think every family has their own traditions that they develop over time or were handed down. And so we also have some. They're kind of dynamic. Some of them we don't do every year.
Some of them changed when we moved to Florida from Missouri and we left family behind.
Right.
Some of them changed with time as Emma and I grew up. So
one tradition that we have, if you watch some of her other vlogs, then you would know that is to put a sheet under our Christmas tree.
And now I know why we do
now
that.
She knows why we do that. So we could wrap up the live tree after the season was over and keep the needles from falling all over the floor.
Yeah, and they wouldn't get stuck in the carpet because the sheet would catch them. It's brilliant.
One of the traditions that we've always had, that we have done, is going to church. We would go to church usually Christmas Eve or sometime the day of Christmas Eve day. And
yeah, we would go on the 24th of December, not on the 25th of December.
And we would get together with family and have a big dinner. Depending on if it was a weekday, we would probably do it at their house. If it was a weekend, we'd probably do it at our house because that's when I typically worked. And so it's usually a production meal. And then we would watch movies and go to bed.
Yep.
And
Santa would come. And then the next morning we would wake up.
And I would have a camera set.
An old tripod, like standing video camera with the little cassette tapes that she would record home videos on. She would set the camera up on a tripod, sort of like this setup here. But like she'd put it behind the couch, looking into the living room where we unwrapped all the gifts. And so Christmas happened there and she would just record all morning long. And we still have all that footage. I got it digitized. Gosh, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So now we have it on DVD instead of on VHS tape.
And Christmas Eve and sometimes Christmas Day, they would like to watch the videos from the years before and see, oh, that's what we looked like last year. And that's
I remember getting that gift.
Yeah. And they enjoyed that.
It was so much fun because we still have those memories and we get to look back and see who we spent Christmas Eve with and who, you know, we spent time with over the Christmas holiday, and we get to relive Christmas Day through those videos.
We would have people that would call us on Christmas Day.
On the landline.
Yeah, the old-fashioned old telephone. It was better than the one I had when I was a kid, which was a couple of tin cans and a string. But we would have people who would call us on the telephone, and that would be on the video that we had taped, and then you could see, oh, we called them and they called us. I remember that.
I think we have on one of those videos Kelly's very first phone call from a cell phone to our landline.
Yeah.
Because Gary had gotten her a cell phone for Christmas.
When the kids were little, we might let them open a gift Christmas Eve, but usually Christmas Day, of course, Santa would come Christmas Eve night. And so then Christmas Day, Christmas morning, when they'd get up, there were all kinds of
things from Santa.
Yeah.
Santa never wrapped our gifts. So Mom had gifts that she would wrap up for us, and we used to help her wrap the gifts. So she would put everything in a shoebox or put something in a shoebox, and so it looked like it was Doc Martens, and then she would give it to us. We would have a night where we're all wrapping gifts. So she would just tell me, wrap this. Okay, who is this for? After I've already wrapped it, oh, that's for you. Oh, okay. Not a big deal, you know, because Christmas is coming and I'm gonna get to open it then. I can't believe I did that. What's in there? It was kind of suspenseful. It's wonderful. But Santa never wrapped our gifts. We would wake up on Christmas morning and go out to the living room, and there would be a pile or a stack or just, you know, a clump of gifts
that Santa had
brought for us, and they were the most wonderful gifts.
I know one year, it was a very difficult year. I had been very busy at work, and I really had no time for Christmas shopping. And so we had actually gone to the store, and I had the two kids, they were so little, they were in the shopping cart. And as I would go down the aisle and they would point at things, their dad would come down the aisle behind us, and everything that they had pointed at and touched, he would put it in the cart. So then, just to one of the things that we would do, it was a long way for us when we lived in Missouri to get to a store. So if it was an outing, to go to town.
It was a day activity, like a full day.
And so sometimes you might want to go to the movies, but you would have to get there early. Or, you know, you would want to be in town for a longer period of time. So one of the things that we would do to blow time is I would take them to the shoe section of the store and let them try on shoes. So they pointed at all the gifts they wanted, and then I would take them to the shoe section of the you know, Target store or Walmart or whatever, and let them try on shoes. And then my husband was out paying for the gifts and hiding everything in the car, so that I got the okay, yes, now you can bring them outside. And we had all their Christmas shopping in one fell swoop. That was a good Christmas.
Even, and this was like a tradition within a tradition, we always got the like Dorothy ruby slippers for Christmas. We always got them for Christmas. Emma would get a pair, I would get a pair, and we would immediately beat them together.
And glitter would go everywhere.
And just like clouds of glitter, and Dad hated it. But I remember thinking, this is magical, this is Christmas.
Yeah. And I thought, it's only glitter. It's Christmas. Let's go ahead, let's do that.
Sure.
Christmas Day, we would spend the day pretty much in pajamas.
At home, in pajamas. We never went anywhere on Christmas Day.
We would have leftovers from Christmas Eve, and I might do an egg bake. We usually had cinnamon rolls, and we would just kind of graze and eat off and on all day long and stay in our pajamas so the kids could stay in their own home on Christmas Day. I thought that was important.
I thought it was important because you were never home. You worked on Christmas Eve, and you would get Christmas Day off, but you wouldn't get the next day off. And so it was nice for us to be able to stay home because we got that time with you.
That one day.
That one day we got the holiday on the holiday.
Yeah.
But we never, you know, got that any other holiday.
No,
because you would work on New Year's.
Yeah.
If it was a weekday.
Yeah.
So we got Christmas with Mom, and that was nice because we got to stay home.
Decorations, we have some decorations that are traditions. Big for us is
trees, nativities,
nutcrackers, ornaments.
Yeah.
And we like the little outfits that go on wine bottles.
The little wine sweaters, that's my thing. I love tree angels because to me they're better than dolls. I don't know what it is about tree angels that make me so happy. Maybe it's the wings or their pretty dresses, but I love tree angels. And yeah, the wine sweaters. I love the wine sweaters. We do trees every year, multiple trees. We've got little tabletop trees, and we've got the garland back here, and we've got like a couple of larger trees. But yeah, trees are a big one. Nativities, we have so many nativities.
And we put up a stocking for each one of us every year also.
And we used to put stuff in the stockings. We used to get movies, DVDs for our stocking stuffers. And I thought that was the greatest gift because it's something we can use all year long, forever. And we still have like Shrek. I remember was in my stocking one year, and we still have that one.
We would have all kinds of movies for the kids to watch during the Christmas break while they were home during the holidays. And we would watch movies because we usually watch Christmas movies pretty much from Thanksgiving
until Christmas.
And then after Christmas, then we're ready to kind of watch something that's not about Rudolph and Santa. And we've got all those movies. Now we're ready to watch some of those movies.
We would buy a bunch of movies for stocking stuffers, and then we would start watching those on Christmas Day. We would watch A Christmas Story, and then when Elf came out, we would watch Christmas Story and Elf. And then we would start watching our new Christmas gift stocking stuffer movies that could be anything else that had come out in the year before. But yeah, I think that was a really great tradition. I love doing that.
A lot of our Christmas decorations we will put away pretty quickly, but the trees we'll leave up for quite a while, and the nativities we will leave up for quite a while. For me, that's a lot of what Christmas is about, and the other stuff.
Christmas season starts now.
And I think a lot of people get really frustrated. They think, you know, Christmas has become really commercialized, and it has. But if you keep your eye on, you know, what Christmas is really about, I think it helps keep that feeling so fresh and so new in your heart. And it doesn't end on Christmas Day. Sure, we're done with a lot of the commercialization on Christmas Day, but that's when Christmas season really begins. I
feel like that's when we get to celebrate Christmas in the home. You know, we get to start celebrating Christmas here with, you know, the family, on Christmas Day and afterwards, because all of the other events are over,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the other celebrations are over. The Festival of Holidays at Disney and all of the light shows and things will start to disappear pretty quickly after Christmas. And so I like to still have Christmas here.
And we can focus on the meaning of Christmas to us after a lot of that stuff has passed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we like the white lights, and I think that's why you like the angels, and that's why I like the nativities, because that represents the purity and the holiness and
The reason for the season.
Yeah, exactly. As a kid, we had a live tree, and so part of our Christmas tradition was to go out and to cut a tree down as a family. And usually it was the family that would go out and saw the tree down at a Christmas tree farm, and then we would drill the hole in it and put the base on it, and we would have the live tree up. And we didn't have as many trees in the house because fake trees when I was a kid were expensive.
And weren't they terrible?
Yeah, they did. They looked like felt type
Pipe cleaners.
Pipe cleaners. Yeah, they weren't great. And of course, pictures were bad when I was a kid because you had to have your rock and your chisel and make your picture like that. Yeah. But we had a lot of. We just did still pictures. My dad did some 8mm movies.
We
when I
still
was a
have
kid.
some of those.
But the tree was a big part of it, and live trees were inexpensive, as I recall. Now I remember my mom threw a fit one year because trees were $14, and she thought that was really expensive.
She would have a cow knowing what we paid for our trees.
Well, I think live trees have gone up. I don't think you can get one for $8 or $10 anymore.
Probably not.
But that was a tradition that we had when I was a kid that we didn't really continue. We just continued with the sheet under the tree. And the kids never knew why we did that till now.
You always told me it looks like snow, and I thought, yeah, sure, it does. And so we just kept that tradition. And now I know why you started that tradition.
Why it started that way. Like the story about the gal who asks her mom about making the ham for the holidays, and her mom says, well, you have to get the ham and cut it in half. And so she said, why? I don't know. So they called the grandma and said, why? And she
why
goes,
do you cut the ham in half?
So she's like, I don't know. I'm going to call my mom at the nursing home and ask her. And the great grandma at the nursing home says, because my oven was too small and that big ham wouldn't fit in there. So sometimes we do things and we don't really know why we do them, but it works out. Works out for that.
So those are some of the traditions that we used to have. We used to do a lot on Christmas Eve with family, and then we would stay home on Christmas Day. And when we moved to Florida, a lot of that changed because we don't have family here. And we spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at home. And we did a lot of cheese boards in the last couple of years.
A lot of charcuterie boards.
Yep. And some wine, and we did turkeys last year, and we found these turkey breasts at Walmart, and they're cheap and easy to cook and really, really tasty. And so we did those for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day last year, and they were yummy. We've had a lot of changing traditions since we moved here. And Christmas this year looks a little bit different than in the years past, even though
it's taught us to be flexible to move to Florida, and the importance of family and friends. And this year with the pandemic and everybody staying home, it's kind of got us in practice, if you will, for the isolation that has occurred this year. And seeing neighbors and seeing family and communicating by Zoom or Teams. One of the things we've done is like exchanging pictures, and we're casting those to the TV so we can keep up with family and friends without having to maybe expose them, because my job puts me at some risk of exposure. And of course then I expose my family when they're home to that. But we've all been very healthy and very fortunate this year.
We've been really lucky. You know what we haven't talked about yet?
What have we not talked
Christmas sweaters. Christmas sweaters and wreaths for the car are like big traditions for us. We have always done Christmas sweaters. We used to have some really hideous ones. They were unfortunately ugly.
I really liked my Christmas sweaters. Of course, living in Missouri, we had some chilly Christmas weather, and I like to wear a Christmas sweater like almost every day. And I had some really ugly Christmas sweaters. I wore ugly Christmas sweaters before ugly was cool.
She wore them before she knew they were ugly.
I thought they were pretty Christmas sweaters. And Auburn informed me, no, those are not ugly Christmas sweaters. Those are hideous Christmas sweaters.
Yeah, they were really terrible, but we still
Have some of them.
we still have some ugly sweaters. We still wear them.
And now ugly Christmas sweaters are cool. We like to put wreaths on the car.
Yeah, we'd like to dress up the cars. We actually didn't do it this year. I don't know what happened. Time just got away from us.
Well, I was gonna put them on in October. I actually got them and I got them ready to put on, and then I wanted to wait till after Halloween, and then I don't know, somehow November and
then
December
it was Thanksgiving,
just
and then
went
it
by
was the
so
14th
fast.
of December.
Yeah,
And now it's, you know, it's Christmas.
yeah.
And we still didn't do it. That's okay.
Still didn't get it done.
Yeah, that's okay. We still did like the outdoor decorations on the house.
Mhm.
We still did the indoor decorations.
Mhm.
It's just fine.
It's been great.
It has been great. It's been a wonderful Christmas.
I think it's really easy to be, you know, kind of down or woe is me or look at the bad side of things. But I always like to try to find the good and try to find some happiness. I think life is pretty serious, and reality can kick in, and it can be pretty frightening. After you turn about 12 years old, life gets really scary. And I like to keep things lighthearted and happy and fun, and try to focus on the good and try to remember the good, and let some of the sour, let some of the bitter drift away.
And I'm learning to do that.
Yeah.
I have been doing much better. I used to be a terrible pessimist. And I
But
feel
all
like
year she has been kind of chiming in. There are good things this year. Yes, you know, you can think about the bad and you can focus on the bad, but there are good things this year. And we've had some great experiences all
I've been
year
given
long.
so many gifts all year long that I feel like it would be unfair to judge this year and say it's the worst, when for me, this may be one of the best.
Yeah. It's been a very good year for me. It's been such a strange year. And I think, like, for our neighbors, it was really a good thing for a lot of our neighbors kind of be in quarantine. So many of the neighbors out in their yards with their kids out in the street.
Yeah, there have
Cars
been some really
home.
great relationships between our neighbors who have kids, and now those kids that never played with each other are
Now know each other.
They know each other's names, and they will, you know, play in the street. And it's really fun to see that, because you never saw
They
that
used
before,
to not
because they
do
would be
that.
at school and then they would come home and do homework, and then
They would go off to some sort of activity.
they would do soccer or some other activity where they weren't focusing on the people that are closest to them. And so this has changed a lot of lives here in, I think,
In a good way.
in a positive way.
In a good way.
And so I'm really excited about what changes we're going to see come out of this.
Yeah. So let's focus on the good and let the bad drift away and just keep being happy.
Yes, because it's Christmas and we should all be happy.
We've all got the greatest gift we could be given.
We're gonna end this Vlogmas video here, and I think, I'm just gonna put this out there, this is gonna be the last Vlogmas video. At the beginning of Vlogmas, I think I mentioned that I wanted to try to do a new video every day for the month of December. I don't think I have any content to add, and so I'm just gonna take a break until January, and you guys will see me in the new year. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and you guys will see me in 2021. Please forgive the squeaking.
She's got her toy,
The dog has a pickle, the squeaky pickle that she's playing with.
her Santa pickle.
Yes, it's a squeaky pickle with a Santa hat on it. And so that's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be it for today, for Vlogmas for this year. You guys will see me next year.